What's up, everybody? It's Into the E to the O and Basil Microbe in the building for another awesome anime. Also, episode, anime edition. Sorry for the messed up. You already know. So, we are talking about the live action One Piece of the anime community. I know things about One Piece. I watched the anime. And Bays know some information about the anime. I don't know if he's an active watcher right now, or just know about the anime because remember that past type thing. But we're gonna talk about it today. All right. So, Bays, what do you think of live action um, movies in general when it comes from the original story of an anime or a book? You know, let's get that premise in perspective, right? Do you think they do a good job, or do you think they just mess up the whole story?
I feel like that's kind of like 50-50 because usually they like they do add the original story, but also throw a little bit of flair to it. They add a little bit their own stuff into it. Their own style. So one thing about like turning an anime to a live action, whether a movie or show, is that directors or writers tend to get off, the original story and do their own thing, and that's kind of what makes it, what becomes the downfall is they try to do their own thing and it doesn't really go well. Good example is Cowboy Bebop. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really watched the show or like even the anime, but I know that not many people were a fan of it, and that even before they got to season 2, they canceled it. What is your take on it? What do you feel? Do you feel like they screw everything up, or what?
All right, as a person that loves anime, as you already know, I got Luffy on my shirt, right? So when it comes to live action overall, right? To give you a comparison, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, right? So as I was reading the books, went back to reading the books, and I remember I saw in all the movies, and I'm reading the books. As I was reading the books to visualize everything that happened in the movie, I can see the similarity and I can see the big differences of what they had and what they took out, or what they added, what they didn't need to add. So from that perspective, a person that watched One Piece and almost caught up to it, since Oda is the creator of One Piece and everything like that, he handpicked each actor for the movie, for each race and everything. So with his input, it should be good, right? It should be a very good, decent live action show. The only thing that's is hard when it comes to One Piece, you got different people of different sizes and different shapes, and Luffy is a rubber man, right? He stretches and everything.
Right.
It comes down to the VFX work really making it look believable and look realistic, to where in the camera angles make it look like, man, that look realistic. We missed the fantastic stretching everywhere. It gotta look good, because if it doesn't look good, then we don't care for the story. When we looking at what's going on, right? We're looking at everything. Now, very bad representation of a live action show is Death Note. I don't know if you've seen it, but a lot of people that know. I love Death Note. One of the first animes I've ever seen. Not the first, but one of the animes I've ever seen, and I love it. And for them to take the character and change everything about the story, no, it did not make sense. Everything the main character was doing did not make sense into the original story. Did not make sense to the character itself. You just took the idea and was like, let's make it our own, but make it wishy-washy. No, that's terrible. But for this live action, overall, I don't think it would be bad, as long as everything goes the way it should. Now, the only complicated part, I don't think they will add everything that's in the anime. And I say that because it's a lot of things that go on in the first 30 episodes, right? Yeah. And they got a lot of flashbacks and everything. When it comes to live action, how long would this live action be? It would be as many seasons as the original anime. I don't think so. I feel like if they was going to do it, it shouldn't be a show. it should just be a movie, a very a good movie that will wrap up. Because they certain movies to fast forward in One Piece. If you watch certain movies, you get a overview of what happened in the first 50 episodes in this movie,
Right.
a recap of everything in this movie. So I think they should just did it off the movies versus the show, or have one season of X amount of shows that shows like, okay, now it's gonna go into a movie,
But
right?
are you talking about like an anime form, like or live
No,
action
live
form?
action. Live action is a live
Okay.
action movie, or
But
because I know some shows
like
will do like so like for Mugen Train and Demon Slayer, right? They had that whole movie, but ended up being 3 episodes or so in the anime. Like, why would you make a movie and then show it again in the anime? It doesn't make sense. You make this hype that I could have just waited until it came out. It's just a
okay.
few pieces that they didn't add or they cut out or whatever. Overall.
And 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 the thing about One Piece, I know like I originally watched it at Cartoon Network because that's where they originally had anime. They had it on Cartoon Network. That's how I was familiar with the show. By the way, they had a really badass intro theme. It was pretty dope. But the thing is, from what I heard and from what I seen, they have like what about 1,000 episodes of One Piece.
It's
Am
like
I correct or am I
a
off?
thousand plus episodes.
A
Thousand
thousand plus
plus.
episodes. So it's like Netflix is like, how are they gonna do it for Netflix, knowing that this anime has like 1,000 episodes, and how are you gonna do it for that live action? Do you plan on like just focusing on the main story without like because without getting sidetracked, or what? That's my main concern. Like, are you guys gonna keep going the story
It, it's
without having
really
to like get
it's
sidetracked?
really the question of, if you think about it, what James Gunn doing, right? Is he if they gonna James Gunn it in a way of like how DC, if you know, right? I caught up on it. So in DC they had Shazam doing his own thing that kind of relate to the main story. They got Elseworlds with the Batman series and the the Joker movie and the Joker sequel to it. So that is
Okay.
Elseworlds. It's not connected to the main story. It just its own thing. And then you have the main story. They doing all these movie revisions, having the Flash reset everything, but then you got the Superman, and it's just so much
Yeah.
taken in and out of it. It's not a complete story like how Marvel does it when it links the movies to the shows, to the what ifs, to the back to the
Right.
movies and stuff like that, to the comics and to the one shots and everything. So are they gonna make it confusing watching it, right? Are they gonna stick
Right.
to how it started and where is it at? Like, how many episodes?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna do like how they did with Death Note? It was like one season, or with
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal, or um, what's another one that was like a live action
Um.
um anime, like Gantz or something like that. They or like Bleach or something like that. They not It's not very terrible. Some qualities in each show was good. Like in Death Note, I like how Laruk looked, the Shimigami. It looked it decent or whatever. You know,
Right.
but when it comes to One Piece, as how long it been running for how many years, you got to do this right. You got to do it
Mm-hmm.
right, or you just wasted time and money when you could have made
And
a
they're gonna piss
very
off the fan.
yeah. You should have stuck to 3D. They should
Mm-hmm.
have made just a gameplay like how they do in Naruto. You can follow the whole Naruto season in the gameplay. Just do it in the
Mm-hmm.
gameplay. Just make a gameplay version of the movie, of the show.
Don't they have a One Piece video game?
They
Or am I
have it, but
wrong?
I don't know if it followed the same origin as,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just a video game to play as these characters, or does
Okay.
it follow the story. I know when I was
Okay.
watching the gameplay for Arkham Knight and whatever, it was following the story of the movie or whatever. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the same way. If you made a gameplay movie style or season in
Right.
3D, it will be good because you can do all the special effects in 3D form. Just depending on how well you
Right.
do it.
And speaking of the special effects, like you mentioned, I think I'm also worried about like how they're gonna portray Luffy when it comes up to like him being stretchy and all that. Because I mean, examples we've seen like them doing in the early 2000s with Mr. Fantastic and doing it, in the recent Doctor Strange movie, Mr. Fantastic. Like, I feel like they can pull it off, kind of. I hope they can pull it off because it would look really, really freaking weird if we see Luffy stretching and looks really off. You know what I mean? Looks like way too generated. So I am concerned about that, but hopefully they do him justice. Because if not, then the show is probably gonna end up getting canceled within one season.
I don't know. Since Oda had a big part of picking each character, I know a lot of people in the anime community was upset about certain characters. Like, oh, I thought this character was this. I'm like, look, each character in One Piece is from a different country, a different region of the world, different nationalities, all that, different ethnicities, all that. Stop thinking one-minded, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that, people. Don't do that.
Keep an open mind, people. All right.
What is a movie show? What is a medium, right? That you watch that either the anime or animation that they brought to real life, live action, or a book that you probably have read and they brought it to live action that actually was good. What was a good one that you might have seen, and what was just straight up terrible?
Like in general?
In general. Because we're talking about live action. We're talking about One Piece, but about live action itself also.
Yeah. So I think, for me, at least personally, I like Silent Hill, the video game that was turned into an actual movie. I mean, they did change some things for the movie, but yet it still felt genuine. You know what I mean? Like, they looked like they actually did care about the characters. They did care. Like, I like the atmosphere. They created a great atmosphere. The creatures were really great. Like, they had the exact same design, everything. So for me, I think like Silent Hill was a good game turned to a live action movie, except for the second one. The second one was okay, but the first one for me was like, okay, this is actually the first movie or the first video game that was. Nah, let me rephrase that. This movie was the first movie I enjoyed that was turned to live action. Because I've seen other ones, like Dead or Alive, that was once a game turned to a live action, Tekken movie, and the list goes on. We've had the Assassin's Creed one. It's just, oof.
Yeah, I think I seen that when I'm not a big video game person, as people know. I'm the anime guy. So, but when I was into video games and like looking it up and stuff, I was very excited for that Assassin's Creed movie when it came out, but it wasn't hidden like how the video game was. Cause I had a buddy that played the video games and I played with him and shit like that. But I think they're coming out with a new Assassin's Creed video game.
Yeah,
Blood
they are.
Something, I don't know. I seen like an ad for it. But did you see the new video game for Harry Potter, people? Come on, comment down below if you saw that new video. Look, I'm gonna be the wizard. I am the wizard. Look, I got the tattoo right there. Look at that, right there.
Where
you can't even see. It's from
I know you lying, man. Damn tattoo.
They know if you got the triangle with the circle with the line in the middle. Deadly Hollows, baby. But you know what I'm saying? But overall, I would say a live action from anime to live action, terrible one was definitely. I think I like the Bleach one better.
I heard that was getting so much hate.
What else? What is a book that you have read in school that you probably can think of? I'm trying to think of one that you would love to see a live action of.
Like a movie. That I want to see live action?
Yeah, like a movie based on that book.
Honestly, the scary stories to tell in the dark, when I was a kid, I always thought I want to see that come into a live action. And they did. I think around 2019, that's when the movie came out. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It became a live action. From book to live action. It was a good movie. Not what I expected, but it was still interesting. It was still fun. They had a decent amount of jump scares, but that was one that I've always wanted to see turn live, which it did happen. So yay for that. What about you? I know. Thank God they didn't try to make no live action Captain Underpants, by the way, because I enjoyed those books, and I don't know how it would have gone down if they tried to make a live action one. It would have been yikes.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see in my book library of all these books that I have. I want to see. I want to see a live action, right? A very good, high quality live action of the Cursed Child for Harry Potter. Like, to see what all happened in visual format. I think that would be dope. Or,
Ooh, I'll continue.
I'm trying to see if I know any other ones. I can't think of any other books that I read that I can think of, but that would be dope. Or I don't know. Do you
One for
think
sure.
it's better to when it comes to live action, right? Is
Right.
it better to make a movie based on that book or medium, or is best to make a TV show? And if it is a TV show, how many episodes do you think it's worth to get?
Ooh, that's a good question. Kind of tricky, but good question.
Comment down below,
I guess
people.
it. That's a good question. You stumped me on that one because I know like there are some certain books or video games that could be turned live action. It just depends. Like, for example, BioShock, it's a video game turning into a movie by Netflix, which I am worried about. I feel like that game could be explored better in a series because you get to know more about the lore, get to know more about the characters, and like stuff that happened in the city of Rapture. Whereas in a movie, they're gonna try to spoon feed us within like what maybe an hour or two of runtime. I don't know if it's possible to add in that much within those hours. I feel it could be explained more better on a TV series, unless it's something that you can explain in a movie within an hour or two. Then yeah, it could work. But honestly, I think it'll be better with as a series in general.
Okay. Okay, I feel
Like,
you. I feel
for
you.
example, for me, I think One Punch Man. Like, I'm not like that anime. My brother got me on into that show, One Punch Man. I thought it was freaking hilarious and it was pretty dope. I liked it. I can see that being a movie, like an hour movie, maybe 2 hours live action. Cause from what I've seen and what I've gathered, there's literally just One Punch Man Saitama living his freaking life, and you got all these super OP villains trying to fight him, and he is literally killing them with one punch. With one punch. You know what I mean? One punch. And yeah, I figure that could be done within like 2 hours. Maybe get like quick little short backstory on Saitama, and just have a super OP villain, and then just have Saitama beat him up or something. That's
I
me
don't
though.
know.
That's just me.
I feel like the way they have to do it is they really got to think hard about the actors that they play in the movie if it became a live action. And I think if it is a live action, it should really just be a movie based on the best fight scenes that he went through. Like, this is the biggest fight of the movie, of the show, or the book, or the manga, or whatever, or the anime.
Man.
They make a movie on that, not the origin story or what he didn't know,
Right.
because we already know. Just make it about the fight scene itself. That's it. I think it'll be.
Man,
I think it'll be
his biggest
okay.
his biggest fight scene was against a goddamn fly. That was the only freaking thing he couldn't take out. He was able to take out many enemies with one punch, but a single fly, nah, that's too hard for him.
You think he's stronger than the flick?
I mean, if they put him against a fly in the live action Netflix series, that's one hell of a movie.
No,
I'll give that a 10
you know
out of
who
10.
the flick is?
What?
The flick.
The tick or the flick?
The tick or the flick or something.
Oh yeah, the tick. There you go, the tick. Yeah.
The one in blue.
Yeah,
you know
the one in blue. Yeah,
okay,
tick.
yeah. You think he could beat him? You think he could beat him?
Hey, I think so. Why not? I think that'll put a challenge for Saitama. We need something to. We need a great fight scene. I think those two would be perfect.
Man, that would be crazy. All right, people of the world, Babble Talk. All right, let me know. Do you think they should go ahead and make the live action for the One Piece? Are you excited about it? Are you disappointed? Do you want to see it or do you hate it? Or do you just don't like live action at all? If you don't like live action, why don't you like live action? And what are some live action animes or mediums that was from a book into a movie that you just did not like or you did not feel like they even cared about making it? Just comment down below, share, like it,
and subscribe, guys.
Smash the subscribe button. Do what you got to do. Peace out, boys and Girl Scouts.